glorious library, and whose genius mind, heart, and her very body are in the foundations of the city of Alexandria. I call on Hypatia of Alexandria today, mathematician, inventor, philosopher, and visionary. In her name and spirit, thank you again for bringing us together. Recently, our organization, World Academy of Art and Science, partnered up with Biblioteca Alexandrina in a group of other high-impact institutions to hold the very first charter members and directors meeting of the World University Consortium at the library. We are extremely pleased that Biblioteca has taken on such a role. In fact, we find it only expected, since the library functions and figures as the educational and overall socio-cultural lighthouse, illuminating a powerful knowledge field. Biblioteca's knowledge field is of such a tremendous range, spanning from the preservation of ancient worlds and antiquity to the Middle Eastern educational leader, Mediterranean and Pan-Arabic culture project, all the way to being the leading edge global digital lab. You have many, many reasons to be proud. It is of the notion of range that I want to speak today, particularly an unprecedented range in education we're witnessing and creating right now. I would like to address and engage individual, institutional, and societal range and their dramatic expansion into the new culture of learning that we are opening, rather creating, or better said, co-creating, and will be even more widely experiencing all over the world. The World Academy of Art and Science has really realized the brilliant vision for a world university of its mastermind founders, such as, amongst others, Albert Einstein and Bertrand Russell. By forming the World University Consortium, our consortium has taken on the role of the global leader in creating that new culture of learning, in which we intend to ensure that we engage and apply not only the most innovative methods, the greatest advance of technology and interdisciplinary work, but also, and most importantly, the values that transcend interests of institutions, particular countries, and certain demographics as the guiding principle for the betterment and greater well-being of all humanity. Imbued with such wide-ranging and all-inclusive aspirations while working towards very specific goals, our focus is on the challenges posed and opportunities presented in attuning education to emerging social needs and evolving pedagogy. Our focus on global education stems from within the greater program and programmatic field we named the new paradigm of human development, in recognition of the urgent need for comprehensive civilizational transformation to steer the course of the multifaceted global crisis. We have identified the vital and vitally interconnected spheres of the new paradigm, such as energy and ecology, international and planetary security, global governance, and economy and employment. Among them, the sphere of human capital marked our broad preoccupation with health, security, education, and overall well-being and development of humanity. We want to address the disparity between the actuality of the great drain and loss of human capital and the immeasurable and untapped human potential. The consortium grows out of the Academy's New Paradigm project, which seeks to formulate an integrated perspective, comprehensive strategies, and detailed policy framework attuned to the realities, needs, and emerging opportunities of the 21st century. World University Consortium is intended to envision and enact the new paradigm in education. Not only are the Academy and the Consortium gathering a community of the highest ranking international minds, but also creating the highest impact network of organizational collaborations. Such institutional and organizational relationships are magnetizing and fortifying commitments of resources toward our goal and for our undertakings. Most recently, for example, the Academy has become a member of the Inter-Academy Medical Panel, Inter-University Center in Dubrovnik, Croatia, United Nations Academic Impact, and signed an agreement with CERN, the greatest particle physics research center in the world. In October of 2013, the Academy partnered up with the University of California, Berkeley to organize the World Academy Forum on the Future of Global Higher Education. At Berkeley, we brought together leading-edge educators and innovators to brainstorm on new models and creative solutions for establishing a world-class system of online higher education available to all humanity. Among the participants and co-creators at that forum, we had presidents of the most notable universities, administrators, policymakers, diplomats, engineers, teachers, students, innovators, publishers, accreditation agencies, young entrepreneurs, unconventional thinkers and futurists, executives from Fujitsu and Google. Thinking and working together, those professionals and educators from such a varied range of industries and callings, but with the same passion about creating the new transformational education, they all formally then endorsed World University Consortium. To give you a sense of excitement and vibrant creative atmosphere that created the forum, we had people of all ages, all over the world, all across the spectrum of educational industry, sitting together at small tables, truly working and thinking together. We went to the place, UC Berkeley, that is the heart of innovation, and we were surprised how eager they themselves were to join us. The approaching and expansion of MOOCs, the massive open online courses, is gaining tremendous momentum and is an unstoppable force, and it is multiplying so quickly. This expansion is coming, and it is going to transform not only how we teach and learn, but it will also redefine education and knowledge as we know them now. At Berkeley, the epicenter of MOOC technology and pedagogy, we found their inventive leaders eager to reinvent and co-create the new system with us. In general terms of the new paradigm of human development, and precisely here, in terms of the new paradigm of education, we ask, what kind of institutional, policy-making, funding, technological, curriculum, pedagogical, and consciousness changes and developments does it take to make the quantum leap toward the universal goals we identified? Such universally shared culture of learning is simultaneously cultural atmosphere we share, set of systems of care and support, and a social movement. In terms of its formal design, it includes technological advance combined with art, motion art and games, visual representations of concepts, immersive, aesthetic, playful. In terms of content, the double and multiple binds of expertise, field-specific, as well as system thinking and interdisciplinary disciplines. Within their range, we ask what kind of relevant curriculum should we develop for the new paradigm and the new culture of learning. How about financial literacy and public banking together? How about human rights and labor unions? How about human potential and emotional intelligence? How about bioethics and natural ethics, life-sustaining practices with empathy and respect? In terms of values, dynamic and valuing process, dialogic, inclusive, empathic, participatory, co-creative, multidimensional. With these great responsibilities but immense creative possibilities come issues that need to be addressed. Granted that every apparatus, every technology is imbued with ideology. What is the ideology of online technology compared to, say, previous ones? To what extent will the online education reinforce and reestablish the power centers of knowledge dissemination And to what extent will it acknowledge, launch, and popularize knowledge centers from other parts of the world? We will address these vital questions in our next panel discussion, Track 4, the Future of Education, Opportunities and Challenges. What we call for is the redistribution, or rather, pre-distribution necessary of wisdom, wealth, and well-being. You, fellow students, are the leaders here. You are on the leading edge of creation. You are capacious and significant, and everything that you desire, think, and do matters. I want to invite you to join us in this discussion and create a forum of inquisitive minds at our Track 4. We want to know what you think about how education needs to change and can change. What is it that you look for and want in an online education? You would help us generate the new rating system that will indeed change the way university systems think and choose to function. You will co-create the new rating system to generate greatest courses relevant and most useful for us today. For those of you who might have already taken an online course, we would like to hear your ideas of what a core course would be for you. This way, you will help us to develop a set of criteria that would help us create and identify the best courses available. Imagine being able to create your unique educational profile, customizing a base of academic, professional, personal interests unique to you, and as recognizable as your face in the passport that we hope to create, passport of competencies. Creative profiles and a range of multimodal capacities. Imagine knowledge or wisdom that is streaming from the poverty-stricken and developing countries toward the so-called developed, looping into each other between them. Brilliantly yesterday, Dr. Leila Iskander spoke about how poor have this tremendous ingenuity of making way out of no way. And in the developed countries, they need it. Imagine alleviating and getting rid of rankism, entrenched and oppressive hierarchical structures of self-appointed elite. How about getting rid of adultism, of educational structures, patronizing attitudes toward and disciplining of the youth by elders and predetermining our paths, your paths? Imagine, for all of my sisters here today, imagine empowering, nurturing, listening to the greater part of the humanity, the womankind. For women have been confined and conditioned to confine themselves in the domestic domain. This would be an extraordinary opportunity to navigate the rules and negotiate regulations of their respective social systems and their own guiding systems, while opening a window into the world and intellectual and sociocultural crossing over, once we cross, that no one can undo. New and capacious platform for women to renegotiate, recreate, invent and imagine new spaces for sharing power and for co-creative processes of the world in the making. Imagine experiencing greater freedom, more time for the exploration of consciousness and the expansion of the sense of inner autonomy. I bring you the words of a sage from Pakistan, Allama Iqbal. Elevate yourself so high that even God, before issuing every decree of destiny, should ask you, tell me, what is your intent? Let us spend a minute here. Let us think of the roles. Let us think of the reversal of roles, of the partnership and dialogue with God, of the forces and powers to be. Let us think about the work the soul work that we all need to do to elevate ourselves to that place, let us think of the fact that we will be listened and that our very intentionality matters. Now is the time to create balance. While undertakings are taking shape and are still malleable, it needs to be education in the culturally diverse and integrated way. The new culture of learning is cultural atmosphere, systems of care and support and social movement, includes and promotes, among others, psycho-emotional resonance, cultural diplomacy, social and environmental intelligence, emotional intelligence and empathy, inclusivity, mutual recognition, individuality that is understood to be relational, dynamic, and diversified, inspired responsibility, not the weight, inspired responsibility, development of consciousness and conscientiousness, the meta web of which Dr. Serageldin spoke yesterday, that connects all intelligences. Some organizations, let's be honest, some organizations are poised a little bit better than others to take on the responsibility of devising the system. They carry forward consciously and conscientiously the global educational change. Your library, our library, World Academy, people and organizations founded on particular universal values. They straddle vast domains of knowledge-seeking, regions, eras. World University Consortium seeks, rather requires, such vast cultural diversity, intending to help every country and culture use the opportunities the new technology offers to develop the education that is suited to their culture and needs. From its initiation, World University Consortium is a worldwide organization bringing into its capacious fold, for example, Egypt's most renowned library, Indian Social Institute, Italian Psychological Institute, Russian-founded Green Cross International itself with branches in more than 30 countries worldwide, International Association of All University Presidents, counting more than 800 university presidents from all over the world. We are now garnering support and invitation by ministries and political establishment of different countries to help them guide this process, their process in their respective states. One of our goals would be to see how education can be reoriented to more effectively address the issue of employment. Therefore, in the vitally interconnected domains of human activity, we find that education cannot be transformed for its own sake, but rather in its transformation, it becomes the leader for broad and comprehensive social change. With that kind of vision develops not only consciousness, but necessarily and obviously conscientiousness of the responsibility one has to self, the other, and the world. The one has to respect and honor generations that preceded and the world as we have inherited it, as well as the responsibility one has to the generations that are coming after and the way we leave the world to them. For this kind of emerging worldview that will inform and sustain the new culture of learning, we found essential to speak about the development of consciousness in our track 5, Consciousness According to Science, Philosophy, and Spirituality. Via the shared need for greater safety and through a sense of responsible interconnectedness, continued transformational education leads by fine-tuning us into sympathetic vibration, tracing our individual growth from the struggling survivors to political subjects, to self-governing individuals, and into the co-creators. We rise along the consciousness scale of our own capacities and our own responsibilities to ourselves, each other, our planet, and beyond. I would like to take just a minute to invite you to visit our tracks, to talk to us, to come and sit in a circle of friends. I invite you to visit our websites, World Academy of Art and Science and World University Consortium. Sign up for our newsletter. Find us on Facebook. We are there and eager to talk and eager to connect. Also, make sure that you, if unavailable, at least get this link so that we truly can hear from you through the survey, which will help us design not only the best courses we possibly can, but also a new ranking system, which you will co-create with us. I am extremely pleased with this gathering, and thank you one more time.